Hey there, coaches and consultants. Calvin Coyles here from World Success. If we actually haven't met, it's a privilege and an honor to have you watch this video. I'm also taking this video, I'm going to be turning it into our ebook. So you can either watch the video, or you can download the ebook and probably get the information a bit faster. But I wanted to be able to provide some insights for you because it was about 6 years ago I got started in this game. And at that point in time, I was a struggling speaker. I was $40,000 in debt. I was charging, I think, about $80 an hour for a coaching session with clients. And I was wanting to get out there and obviously grow a business and change the world, make an impact in people's lives. And I know if you're watching this video, you're in that same place. Maybe you work one-on-one or one-to-many, but you're out there, you're trying to do the best that you can with what you've got. And for a lot of people, they struggle to get traction, engagement, and obviously growth in their business. And in the past 6 years, we went from 40K in debt to now running a multi-million-dollar coaching, consulting, speaking company. We've got clients in 52 countries around the world and hundreds of thousands of people we've worked with now in the past 6 years. And we've now grown from 40K in the whole, 100,000 in our first 90 days, $1 million in our first 10 months. And then last year, we broke through $1 million in a month barrier. We've been able to do that repeatedly since. So I share this with you not to impress you, but just to impress upon you that in the past 6 years, we picked up a couple of lessons. And I want to share those lessons with you on this video, and I also want to have them available for you in a download, because for no other reason than if I can help you turn decades into days, if I can help you take the 6 years of challenge for me and turn that maybe into 6 weeks or 6 months, well, then you're out there touching more people's lives, sharing your message of the world, and obviously connecting. And I think the world needs more people. I don't believe that my competition is any other coach or consultant or speaker out there. I think that's limited thinking. I think the biggest competitor that we have in the world today is non-consumption. It's apathy. It's people not doing anything substantive with their lives. And so if you're watching this, you have a message to share with the world that deserves to come out, and we need to be able to share that with the world together. So I want to take you through a couple of messages, and I guess 10 key points that I picked up along the way that if you do them will allow you to fast track your success. Okay, so number one is invest in yourself. And I know this makes sense, and I know you're probably already doing this, but investing in yourself, not just personal, but I mean professionally. And what I mean by that is investing in your craft. For me, I was able to leapfrog the marketplace dramatically because I was willing to do a crazy thing. And that was in 2013, before I'd started this business, I moved to Bali. I moved to Bali to work with a guy that I'd never met before. And I had the opportunity to live with him, and I worked with him for 7 days a week for 6 straight months. And I was his right-hand man. And together we obviously built up a company. And he was the #1 speaker and trainer in the world in the craft of NLP. And we were able to work together, obviously. And I had him privately mentor me. And in the next 6 months, what I learned about this business, what I learned about coaching and speaking and training and educating people, fast-tracked my development in a way that you just couldn't buy. I couldn't buy that time with Chris. And I was able to obviously learn from him, and that allowed me to then grow. And since then, I've continued to invest into developing myself professionally in my craft as a speaker, as a coach, and as a consultant. And now we do all of those things very well, but whether it be Chris Howard or Tony Robbins, working with Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, if you name it, we've worked with them, and now in many cases call them friends, mentors, advisors, and obviously we do some great stuff together. So my point being is that you've got to continue to invest in your craft and pursue that path of mastery. The next one, number 2, is to start small and scale quickly. And so when I got started, I was running free events at a local library. And then obviously now we do paid events around the world, retreats and seminars in multiple countries, but we also run large events, large intro experiences for 100, 200 people. So, start small, scale fast. When you get a message that's working, continue to reinvest in that message. And as you'll start to see growth that comes from that as well. I think part of that as well is that you've got to be willing to grow in the areas that you maybe feel a little bit uncomfortable in and pursue big opportunities, explore what's possible, but start with a small micro experience. And then if you can prove concept, continue to grow from there. That's very important. Number 3 is the power of partnerships. I was just in WA. I was adding value to my marketplace. I got referred to somebody in Melbourne, and then that gave us the opportunity to grow and move to Melbourne. Then we started doing work in Melbourne. Fast forward to last year, we started doing work in New Zealand. Because of that, I've done partnership work in the United Kingdom, in Europe, in Dublin, and in the UK, in the United States. We've done partnership work. So There's a great way of expanding your businesses through partnerships and connections where you can work together for a common aim. Then number 4 is looking at Facebook marketing. For me, I remember sitting down St. Ali coffee shop in Melbourne with a mentor who took us from a couple of $100,000 to $1 million a year. And that was back in our first 12 months. And that power of that conversation really came to Facebook marketing, particularly video marketing and Facebook ads. So being able to communicate your message through social media, Facebook and Instagram, without a doubt, are the most compelling platforms in the world for us. We make millions of dollars every single year just through Facebook ads alone. Forget about everything else. So if you're not an expert in that space and surrounded with experts in that space, you're going to hold yourself back. My first ever client, a guy called Kim Barrett, who's now my brother-in-law as well, but he came and worked with us. He showed me how to do Facebook marketing. We invested in him to do Facebook marketing. He now runs the #1 Facebook marketing company in Australia. They do millions of dollars, change lives through what they do in social media. And so we're very proficient in that now. We run our own campaign. So the point being, you've got to be able to make sure you back yourself and understand how to acquire new customers. I could run an event, a seminar, a retreat, a workshop. In fact, I spoke to a client today about doing one anywhere in the world within 2 weeks just through Facebook ads. And once you understand that, that's very important. Number 5 is mentorship. Personal and professional. Point being, you have 2 jobs as a coach, as a consultant, as a speaker. One is your craft, coaching, speaking, consulting, doing your advisory work. That's one job. You've got to be very good at that. But equally, you also have to have another job, which is the job of the business, of acquiring those customers. And so you need to have mentors in both. I've got professional mentors that I'm learning from and evolving my skill set, but I've also got business mentors that are showing me how to grow and scale my company from, obviously when we started to $1 million a year to multi-million dollars a year. Now we're aiming to go from 7 figures to 8 figures, being $10 million plus company. That's our growth target now we're working towards over the next 18 months. So that's part of the picture here as well. Number 6 is pursuing mastery. It was popularized in Gladwell's book Outliers that you've got to have 10,000 hours of beating on your craft in order to become successful. For me, it's about understanding as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker and an advisor, as you start to grow, you're going to get distracted with different opportunities and you've got to double down on your strength to become masterful at it. So for me, in the past 6 years, we've run over 500 live events around the world in 52 countries. So my team, myself, my infrastructure, my organization is known for events. We're incredible at running events because we've become so good at them. If you run 500 of anything, you'd be good at it. So that's very, very important that you continue to build a competency. If that's online, do online. Do online incredibly well. Double down on that. Do that for the next 5 years. You'll become masterful at it. If it's coaching sessions, book yourself solid every day for the next 5 years of coaching sessions and you become masterful. So often we're thinking about what's going to be the short-term lead grab as opposed to the long-term brand builder that you really need to have. So it's very, very important you do that. Number 7, not number 8, number 7. It's about results. Being able to deliver a client result, capture that video, text, and then profile. We've created a variety of programs over the years that have delivered incredible client results. I'm very proud of what we've done. But, I remember there was a process, I think it was 2015, 2016, we launched a program called 1515. And we don't run that today, but when we did run it, it just blew us up. It was an incredible course and it just delivered results so quickly for clients. And I think if you can deliver rapid results for your clients, they will sing your prayers around the world. So that's very important. Number 8 is about building brand. And you're considering that you might be able to put an ad up or an image that will profile you faster and get a cheaper lead, a quicker lead, but you are sacrificing brand consistency and continuity. And so I think you've got to ask yourself, 1, what do you want to be known for in the marketplace? 2, what do you want your brand to be about? 3, what do you want to stand for? And 4, what words do you want to own in the client's mind? Because it's very important to pick the brand, because people that chop and change and do all these different things don't develop any consistency, and they also don't develop trust. Because realistically, in order to do anything well, you've got to do a lot of things. You've got to not do a lot of things, And so you've got to get clear on, what do I want my brand to be about? What do I want my marketplace to know me as? And that's also very important, is saying no to shiny objects along the way. That's very important. Number 9 is having the power of a team. You've got to make sure you double down and you build a team. Nothing epic was created solo. That's really all you need to know. But obviously there's this catch-22 between income and capital in terms of human capital. So, in many cases, you can outsource. In many cases, you can automate. In many cases, you can partner with different people to do the work. But ultimately, as a small business owner, as a aspiring big business owner, you want to be surrounded by great people, friends and family. So get in your corner, even if they only start part-time. Having the capacity to bounce and pitch ideas off one another is very valuable. Having people that understand your business is very valuable. Every entrepreneur, every salesperson, every coach, consultant needs a team. They need a team of people that they can lean on when the times are hard, and also share their crazy ideas, because otherwise you sort of destabilize their base. And so I've been fortunate to have an incredible team since the beginning that I've employed and worked with, and some people saved the distance, some people haven't, but it's important to understand that you've got to have those people around you, and it costs you a lot of money to do it in this country, but it's still worth it nonetheless. And I guess step number 10, the most important thing I think across the whole board, is hunger. You've got to have a drive and determination in you to persevere and push through, because there's going to be lean days, lean weeks, lean months, lean years. There's going to be days where it doesn't go well. As much as we've made millions, I've had partnerships that have gone wrong, cost me over $1 million. We've had events that didn't work out well. We've had funnels and campaigns that weren't that successful. We've had experiences where clients didn't pay us. We've had times when we've had, debt. There's so much that can go well, but equally there's so much more that can go wrong. And if you don't have a desperate, obsessive hunger, a desire to be the best in your field, to push to that next level, well, then the reality is the market will eat you up, because at this base level, there's a lot of competition. The higher you move up the levels, there's less competition. And so I look at the people that are where we were in the years that have gone past, and I go, wow, you struggle right now, because there's so many more people today. And right now, this space that we're in is only become more competitive, not less. So if you're in the space right now and you're trying to make something happen, I want you to understand the only way for you to succeed long term is to dominate, is to become the best. Because if you're not aiming to be beyond where we are right now, well, then the reality is you'll never catch us. And we're already understanding that people in our space, we're going to go to the next level. So it's not necessarily about whoever's the biggest is the best by any means, but it is about understanding that you are in a constant war of attention. You're in a constant war of being able to capitalize on a market opportunity. And when the world is constantly becoming more and more interconnected, well, then it's no longer about being the best in your marketplace. It's now the best in the country, the best in the continent, the best in the hemisphere, and the best in the world. So if you're not constantly working every day and following the 10 principles I've already shared, you're going to get left behind. And if you get left behind, then there's a gift and a talent inside of you that won't be able to manifest and share with the world. So hopefully you got value from these 10 things. These are, I guess, more founding principles than ideas and tactics. We'd love to obviously support you in your journey. Feel free to book in for a call with our team, and we can take you through some of these things for no other reason than to be able to help. And if there's anything I can do to help you take your message to the world, whether that be a question on our podcast or our interview series, or whether that be a message or even jumping on a call or attending a seminar or workshop with me, then feel free to do so. But I just want to wish you well on your journey. If you're doing this and you're seeing this and you've watched the last, say, 12 to 13 minutes with me, you're someone that's committed, that wants to be successful, and just keep going. It's possible. 6 years ago, I had no idea that I'd be traveling the world, touching people's lives, making millions of dollars, and yet here we are. So I have no idea where I'll be 6 years from now, and I don't know where you'll be 6 months from now. And so just keep showing up, doing the best that you can with what you've got. If you're present, if you add value, if you work on yourself, if you follow those 10 principles, I've got no doubt you'll be successful. Just be patient, stay in the game long term. So until I see you at an event, seminar, workshop, or online, be bold, have fun, make an impact, and I will see you on the wild side.